Fight Fiend Forecast. It's the final week of Dana White's Contender Series. Week number 10. We got 5 picks, 3 low confidence, and somehow I don't see many finishes on this card. Only 2. I see 3 decisions, 15-minute fights, and we could pretty well flip a coin on these 3 fights. So we'll break it down. Each and every fight on this card. Starting it off with my Canadian. Let's go. Mohamed is a medium-level confidence pick here because it's hard to have confidence, high confidence, in the Canadian fighters. On Dana White's Contender Series, we have yet to see a win from them. His opponent, Jonathan Micallef, is very tough. He is a current champion. And those champions at Hex Fight Series have been winning. Sean Gotchi, he was a champion there. He got it done. Cody Hadd, Navajo, Sterling, they all got it done. Gotchi didn't get the contract, but they all got the win. So, will Jonathan Micallef get the win? Will he continue the streak for the Australians? Will the Canadian finally get a win? It is a tough fight. It's hard to have high confidence in either side, but looking at the tape, I do think the better cardio, the more power goes to my Canadian. Mohamed is a very high-level prospect, undefeated 5-0. Jonathan Micallef just knocked out in his second last fight where he was getting hit on the feet. He was getting touched up. He got knocked out in round 4. So it was championship rounds. It was a championship fight. He lost the fight. Ended up winning his next fight by a submission. He's won a couple 15-minute decisions as well. One was a 5-round fight against the tough Joseph Luciano. So that was a good win. He could be very live in this fight. The Canadians have not been looking good. But Mohamed has to get it done for Canada. The boys up north do need a win. We seriously need a win. This guy has 4 submission wins, 1 knockout win, 100% finish rate, and he's from Niger and not actually born in Canada. I could be wrong, but his nationality is Niger/Canadian, so he's not full-blown Canadian, but we'll give him credit. Canada is his flag that is going to be represented in this fight. I don't think it is Niger. It could be. Whatever it is, I see Canada. I have to pick him. I cannot go against him. The very final week, we've had no success up until this point, the Canadian fighters. But finally, this guy, 100% finish rate, has a finish in round 3, and the level of competition he's fighting isn't too bad either. In his debut, knocked out a guy 4-0 with a head kick. So not a bad win there. And then you look at his last fight, submission win with that guillotine choke against a 6-2 opponent in the very first round. 4 submission wins in his last 4 fights.
Big boy Mohamed is getting it done here.
In my opinion, undefeated. Now Jonathan Micallef is good. The boys from Australia, the champions from Hex Fight Series, have never lost. But that streak is going to come to an end, in my opinion. And the Canadians not winning on Dana White's Contender Series is coming to an end. Most likely inside the distance. Feel him out in round 1, settle in, and get the finish in round 2 or 3. I feel like in the first round, he's going to have to play it smart and start to break him down. He has a better cardio. He has more power in the shots. I have to go with the Canadian, who could be born in Niger. Not 100% on that, but let's get it. No clue on the odds yet for Dana White's Contender Series Week 10 either. Still waiting on the odds. So hopefully this is a close price fight, because I do think it should be priced about 50-50. Maybe a slight favorite for the undefeated fighter with a 100% finish rate, Mohamed. Let's go, boy.
Big boy.
Yeah, we got some women fighting. 7-0, 4-1. Leslie Hernandez is 4-1.
Former Mexican.
What's that?
Former Mexican. Former?
Former Mexican. So.
You say former?
Yeah, I just say that.
How the hell does that work?
American now.
You used to be, but now you're not?
A former Mexican versus a Argentinian, Julieta Martinez, the Ninja Ferret. And I do think she's fairly good. 20 years old, fairly green, but 6 out of 7 wins by finish, 4 knockouts, training with a Lynn Perez, current champion at the Samurai Fight House. I got to pick her to win. Low confidence pick here. The first low confidence pick out of 3. It's a women's fight. Can't have a ton of confidence. She has a ton of finishes. Finished her last 4 opponents. A lot in round 2. She has 2 armbar wins. She could get the armbar. I like her finishing potential in this fight. Leslie Hernandez is not too bad, though. I don't know if she's going to be that live in this fight to get the win. She could go the distance. Dora the Destroyer has 2 knockouts, 2 decision wins, and 1 decision loss. She trains out of the MMA lab. She's 26 years old. Not a terrible prospect, but 4-1 is fairly green. She's lacking some cage experience. Not much cage time. 5 fights. You're fighting a girl 20 years old, 7-0 undefeated, has a ton of momentum. It's hard to go against the Argentinian, especially when you see these Argentinian fighters having success. I expect her to. And look at who she's training with. Lynn Perez is doing good as well, getting the wins. This girl has to be another Argentinian female inside of the organization. Let's get her signed. Let's get the win. Most likely a finish. Hernandez never finished, but a split decision win, a unanimous decision win. These girls are 1-0, 4-2. She's fighting pretty low caliber girls. I feel like they're setting up Julieta Martinez, the Ninja Ferret, in this fight. Let's go. Next fight of the night could be an underdog. Tapology does not see this the same as Fight Fiend Forecast. It is what it is. Antônio Monteiro in this fight is a low confidence pick against Yadier DelValle, who is from Cuba. DelValle has looked dominant, undefeated, but I just question how good he is. The level of competition, 11-10, he submitted him, but he could not finish a guy 4 months ago that was 4-1. It looked like he had a lot of potential to finish, but he just couldn't. Now he beat Michael as well, who was undefeated. Unanimous decision win there. That's a good win. He also knocked out a guy right before that, 2-1, so I don't really know the level of competition that he's been fighting. You look at the other side, Buddy is 17-4-1. Brazilian. Has submissions. So he can stop the submissions from DelValle in this fight. That was his only finish win recently, a guillotine choke. He's pulling up the guillotine in every single fight that I've seen recently as well. So the Cuban, DelValle in this fight, if he's a favorite, it's dangerous in my opinion. I'm looking the other way. I'm looking at the Brazilian here with more experience, way more cage time. So that's what it comes down to. You look at the last pick, 7-0, had a lot more cage time versus a 4-1 opponent. I think this fighter, the Brazilian, has more experience. Although he has 4 losses, he hasn't been finished very often. He's a tough guy to finish. He is a champion in 2 organizations. I think he has some dog in him. These Brazilians like to bring home some bags for Fight Fiends and forecasters. As of late, it's been tough. Anderson Brito got robbed on one there. This fight could go the distance. 1 of 3 fights I have low confidence in. 1 of 3 fights I could see going the distance. Anything can happen. I'm a gambling man. This guy better be the underdog. I'm going with the Brazilian, and it's low confidence. He has a finishing upside, but his last win was a decision. 11-8 opponent before that. Submitted a guy 18-7. 31-14 before that. He has an arm triangle choke that he's looking to sink in this fight. He has an arm lock submission as well. He could even get that rear naked choke quite easily. He's done it before. He has more finishing upside with the submission in this fight. On the feet, it's anyone's game. The Cuban does look better, the Cuban problem, but in my opinion, he could be in big trouble in this fight and have some problems of his own, so we'll see how good this Brazilian is. He has a lot of experience in my opinion. He's looking good. He's a double champion, 2 different organizations. He's not a double champ. He has 2 belts, 2 different organizations. He's looking dominant. He looks UFC ready as well. Interested to see the odds. The co-main event is Nick Piccininni back. He's supposed to be fighting Jack Duffy. Stuff happened. That fight is not going to take place, but we got someone else. Louis Gurule. And he's good. He is undefeated, 9-0. And in my opinion, he is probably better than Jack Duffy. This is a tougher fight for Nick Piccininni. It has to be another low confidence pick. It's probably one that could go the distance again. Piccininni likes to use his wrestling, takedowns, control time to win his fights. His striking's a little bit suspect. You look at the other side, this guy has knockout power. He could stop the takedowns and get the knockout in this fight. I could be looking to bet on the other side of this pick as well. Louis Gurule is really good. 9-0. He's durable, tough. And he could beat Nick Piccininni. I could see it happening. Piccininni could win this fight with his submission win as well if he has success with the takedowns. But I don't know if he will. Against Jack Duffy, he just didn't look that great. His cardio looked questionable. Now, there's more upside in the Louis Gurule pick. He's looking very good. I can't say it enough. This guy does look good. It's a very good matchup. It's a 50-50 fight. Interested on the odds. I got the New York hat on. My boy Prelim Tim is from New York. He would hate for me to go against this wrestler. He likes his wrestlers. I'm taking Piccininni. Low confidence. I think he implements the wrestling, gets a takedown in this fight, and probably locks in that submission. He's been here before. He's dealt with the adversity of having to go through the first round struggles, having to feel the emotions inside of the cage in front of Dana White, the pressure. Piccininni's been there, done that. This is his second time. He needs to finish. Let's hope he can get it, but this is a tough fight. Not unloading any bankroll on this kind of event. Piccininni's the pick. He might not be the bet. Maybe a prop. We got to see what the value is on the props, and then that might influence me on a bet. I'm looking to get paid. I'm looking to produce some units. Up 40 units on the last couple events here. Up 20 units from UFC Vegas 98. I'm going to be smart with the bankroll on this kind of card, and Piccininni might just get a little sprinkle on a prop, something like that. I don't think I'd invest too heavy on this guy on the money line. The last fight of the night, though, my most confident pick on this card, I see this guy winning with high confidence by knockout, another round 2 finish. Nick Klein, in my opinion, just could get pieced up, and it might not be pretty at all. I don't think this guy has fought very high-level competition. Not really sure how he got the call to the Contender Series at 5-1. Pretty green, but we have been seeing it all season long. Some of these fighters are hard to determine if they're good, if they're not good, if they've fought tomato cans, not fought tomato cans. This guy here, he's lost a fight to a 2-1 opponent, but he was 2-1. It was 2 years ago. He got knocked out in round 3. He won his last 2 fights using the submission, but now he's fighting a guy that just won his last fight by knockout, 10-4. Knocked out a guy 9-8. He has power in the hands. He can stop the takedowns. He's a Brazilian, and he knows how to get a submission as well. He submitted a guy 4-1. He's on a 3-fight win streak, all by finish. He can stop the submissions, which is Nick Klein's only path to victory. The guys that he submitted, 12-4. Buddy's name was Huckbody. Huckbody. At Ignite. Like, where the hell is that? 10 months ago, he fought a guy 22-21. Nick Klein better be a big underdog. Blue collar boy ain't getting it done here. 5-1. He's a little bit green. He just got knocked out to a guy at BTC, which is out there in BC, Canada. Of all places, a guy from Wisconsin, United States, fighting out in BC, Canada. That's how good this boy is. He got knocked out in round 3. Just not a good win, but he was 2-1. Let's get that in our brains. Buddy on the Contender Series lost his third last fight to a 2-1 opponent by knockout, ground and pound. I expect the same thing to happen. This guy here, Heraldo Souza, is a savage. It's his nickname. He has a lot of finishes. He could win a decision as well. You know, this guy can get it done everywhere. He's a high confidence pick. Hopefully the money line is fair. But I expect Nick Klein to be a pretty big underdog. You see 93% of people on Tapology picking Heraldo, Souza to win. It has to be the right side. It has to be. High confidence for me, about 90%. I do expect him to finish this fight with another knockout win. Round 2. Nick Klein, he got knocked out in his third last fight to a guy 2-1. Enough said. Enough said. Seems like another setup fight for the UFC to get a guy they want signed. What do you think? Week 10, Dana White's Contender Series. Can we make some profit? Can we get paid? If you want to see the bets, where I'm going to be most active, where I will post each and every bet, is Instagram. Follow Fight Fiend Forecast on Instagram, and I'm going to post each and every bet on Monday or Tuesday. We're going to get paid together. I'm doing it for the Dana White Contender Series, posting each and every bet for free in Discord, on Telegram, on Instagram. So make sure you do go follow me on all platforms. Hit the link in the bio below. The Discord link is there. It is not on Linktree. Too many bots joining. How to get rid of the Linktree Discord link for now. Whatever's going on with these bots, we got to get them figured out. Get rid of them. So hit the link in the bio below if you want to join for free in Discord, see each and every bet. Follow Fight Fiend Forecast on Instagram. Free bets. We're up 40 units in the last couple events. If you want to start winning, go give F3 a follow. We got what you need. We're going to get you paid. The final week. No better week. Make sure you smash the like button, suplex the subscribe button if you're new. If you are new, just tuning in, brand new, hit the subscribe button right now. What are you doing? $5 a month for each and every bet, for each and every sport. UFC Platinum picks early with the confidence levels, method of victory, round outcome, the forecasted percentage versus implied probability. It's all $5 a month. For the UFC, for Dana White's Contender Series, you got the cheat sheets. You got the line movement tracker. So hopefully everybody liked the video. Thanks for tuning in. Smash the like button before you go and subscribe. We'll be back for more. We got some UFC fights this weekend, and we're just eyeing up some spots to snipe out. Let's go get it.